we fit in the long runs? How do we fit in all this training? Well, we get creative. Like today, had to come in a city when I live in the outer suburbs of Melbourne, and brought my son to his basketball game. Then they drove home, I run home, and it should probably get me about a 25k run, but I haven't mapped it out. I'm just guessing. That's also one thing I'm enjoying about my approach this year. Whether it's 20k, 25k, it doesn't matter all that much. I just adjust as it goes. I have to say that Melbourne is definitely one of the best cities to run in. The weather's pretty good. Over the last couple of years it hasn't rained much at all, but where else, how many other cities in the world can you pretty much run on this sort of single track, on trails, with hills, along the river? There's not many places like it. So I wanted to be on that side of the river, but there was a detour earlier that took me out here. So I'm not sure what I need to do to get back on track. I think I just need to follow this and eventually I can cross over again. You know what, let's play it safe. Cross the bridge, get down there, and should be good to go. Right. I think this will get me on the trail. Other way, I want to be just down there. Right, I'm on trail. I know where I am.
On a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?
One small section beside the freeway, but it doesn't last too long. And with that, we say goodbye to the freeway, the fumes and the noise. So I'm about an hour 20 in, 12k in. Just trying to run and keep it comfortable. And so far it is. I haven't been out on these trails in years. Not this section of the Main Yarra Trail anyway. Takes me back to my younger days. In 18 kilometres. I have to keep reminding myself not to do the maths and worry about the pace. It's about movement. I have to remember the races I'm training for, well, you don't have to be that fast, but you need to be able to sustain whatever pace you are doing. Right, back in my normal stomping ground. Bit over 2.5 hours, over 22k. And the legs are feeling a little bit stiff now, particularly the quads. And I've lost just that bit of power in them. But you know what, it's a long run, and I haven't really done any of these longer runs for quite some time. So that's 25.5 kilometers in 2 hours and 59 minutes, giving an average of 7 minutes and 1 second per kilometer. It's a little bit further than I thought it would be. I thought 25k would be the most if I got it wrong, expecting 21k, but I didn't map it out, I didn't measure it. It's just a guesstimate based on what I knew on previous runs and having run on most of those trails in the past. So how'd it go? Well, it went okay for first long run of this 24-week training block. Still covered 25 kilometers. If you want to look at it another way, I covered 3k, and if I held that exact pace would translate to 12 hours over 100k, which it definitely won't go that way. Terrain's very different, and the Great Ocean Trail is much slower. So the legs, I guess after 2.5 hours they became quite stiff, lost a lot of power, and the form was struggling. So I cut the run at about 1 kilometre out from home. That allows me to walk back and use that as sort of a cool down. Not that you really need much of a cool down for a lower intensity long run, but the idea of it is that while I'm walking, I do a top to toe analysis or stock take on how I'm feeling. Am I sore in any bits? Does anything need any remedial work? How has the run affected me? And overall, I've got a few little, I guess, hot spots in the muscles, a few parts that are tighter than I would like them to be, but at least it helps, gives me an idea of where I'm at. Now, one thing I found a little bit hard during this run was keeping my head in the right space. I kept wanting to check my pace, be really concerned about how fast I was running, and right now, that's not helping. But I found it difficult not to focus on that. I spent so much time resisting the urge to change my watch settings so I could actually see the pace. Something to work on.